So as we promised the other day, today we are going to be doing a small Q&A session. My name's Adam. I'm one of the audiologists from Alto Hearing in the UK. Very quickly before we start, just a quick ask. If you do like our channel and the content we come up with, then please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps us out. So let's get into it. Stella asked, do you discuss, meet or support Connor, Reese or Neil and other audiologists? Or is every clinic independent and different? For example, Neil doesn't like using any water at all for wax removal. Is this just down to each audiologist's preference? I saw Connor on one of your pics, but wasn't sure how much you all connect with each other. Loving your channel. So audiology is a pretty close-knit profession, as it's quite a niche, small industry in the grand scheme of things, and although it's rapidly expanding in different ways. I've actually never met Reese or Neil, but I knew of them before they were on YouTube. I think Neil used to work for one of the same companies that I did. I haven't actually met Connor either, although we've chatted a fair bit, but our student audiologist, Andrew, was up in Durham recently doing some training with Connor, Lily, and the rest of the team. But yeah, you see people around at conferences and things like that, and it's a pretty small world. I've also been in touch with people like Nurse Richard recently, who are doing great things as well. As for every clinic being independent and different, the answer is every clinic is different. That doesn't make one wrong and the other right. We all work to best practices and have patient safety at the heart of what we do and our operations, or at least I think we do. I can't speak for all places, but there's not one right way to remove earwax. We all have slightly different equipment, skill sets, confidence with dealing with various things. One audiologist might use loops, one might use an endoscope, one might prefer manual instruments or use loads of olive oil or use irrigation. Ultimately, the main thing is we help that patient with the earwax blockage in a safe and effective way, taking into account any contraindications. So when it comes to irrigation, my take on it is that if it's safe to do so and the person hasn't got any balance issues or history of perforations, infections or ops on their ear, then irrigation is a valid way of removing earwax quite effectively. It's super useful, especially if the earwax is quite soft, and sometimes we use it with tricky shaped ears and things like that. I wouldn't say it's our go-to method, but I reckon about 15% of the time we use it in some capacity. It gets a bad rep because irrigation can be confused with ear syringing, which is very dangerous, and it's literally syringing water into the ear and you don't have much control of the pressure. It can perforate the eardrum, but that's not used very often anymore. The irrigation we use is controlled pressure. The water is always warmed up to exactly body temperature, and actually, yeah, it's very safe. Next question. Joy asks us, how long have you been an audiologist and what is the strangest thing you've ever removed from an ear? So I qualified in 2009 after doing a 4-year degree in audiology at the University of Bristol. This degree programme involved working in hospitals, NHS hospitals quite a lot. I worked for over a year at Dorset County Hospital in Dorchester. So I've been involved in audiology now for over 18 years, which is actually a bit terrifying for me, as it only feels like yesterday that I started. After I graduated, I sort of hopped around a little bit as I found my feet in the industry and settle on what I wanted to do. I worked in loads of different clinics. I've worked for hearing aid manufacturers. I've had management roles leading large teams of audiologists, and I've had roles in commercial marketing type roles. So I had a pretty interesting and varied career before I set up Alto, and I think Alto has definitely benefited from that in loads of different ways. The strangest thing I've ever removed from an ear was actually way back when I worked in the NHS and I was doing a paediatric clinic. And there was a little 5-year-old girl who came in who was having hearing problems, and I looked at her ear and I just couldn't work out what it was. It looked absolutely surreal. Luckily, there was an ENT surgeon available at the time, and I kind of swung round to his office to give me a hand, and between us we managed to pull out quite a large leaf all wrapped up in the ear canal. And I was like, "Did you put this leaf in your ear?" And she was just like, "Yeah, I put that leaf in there." Could say. Finally, Calvin says, someone said you might have reused someone's earwax episode. I know it wasn't you, so beware. Someone is stealing people's episodes. Love what you are doing. Continue the good work. So yeah, I mean, we use all of our own material. We've got a cloud drive absolutely full of earwax removal videos, so we have absolutely no need to steal others. I was chatting to Nurse Richard about this the other day, actually. If you haven't seen his channel, check it out. He's the Wax Wizard. Look it up. Someone has pinched a few of his videos and added nice flowery backgrounds, which is pretty good. I'm also a big fan of videos of Connor from Durham Hearing on TikTok, where his voice is sped up so he sounds like a chipmunk. It's very enjoyable. The thing is, if people are going to steal wax videos, it's hard to track them down, and you often play a game of whack-a-mole trying to catch them, as it's the kind of content that sort of hoovers up views. If you do come for one of our videos, though, I will find you. I will hunt you down. And I will request that you don't make me sound like a chipmunk. Right, so that's it for today. We'll try and keep doing these Q&As semi-regularly, as I know that people have plenty of questions. If you've got any more, just drop them in the comment section below and I'll try and answer them in the next one. Have a great day and don't forget to like and subscribe.